What will happen in the new episode? Will Serkan be able to find out the sex of the baby? What will be the surprise of Kiraz and Eda for Serkan? What will happen between Aiden and his mother-in-law? Everything and more now in this video. Before continuing with our video, those who want to see Eda's baby, don't forget to share and like our video. When Serkan takes too much interest in Eda, of course, Eda will get bored with so much attention. However, Serkan's interest will go further and she will organize a 24-hour medical staff in front of the house. Also, since he doesn't want Eda to get tired, he bribes her doctor and tries to get a report for Eda. Thus, Eda will be able to rest at home by not going to work. However, when Eda hears this, she is shocked and very angry with Serkan. On the other hand, Eda's appearance of different habits due to her pregnancy greatly enrages Serkan. But since he loves Eda very much, he won't get mad at her in any way. On the other hand, Kiraz's jealousy for the next baby will make Serkan and Eda more interested in Kiraz. When Serkan and Eda go to the doctor, Serkan wants to know the sex of the baby, but Eda won't allow it. Due to Eda's reluctance to learn, Serkan will remain curious and will resort to some local methods. However, he will not be able to achieve the desired result. When Eda finally understands this situation, she will learn the gender of the doctor to surprise Serkan. And they are going to have a party with Kiraz showing the sex of the baby. Serkan will learn that the sex of the baby is male at this party. While all this is going on, Aiden, who is in sweet anxiety, will also have problems with her mother-in-law. She will wait for her mother-in-law, Aiden, to serve as her before getting married. With Safi's support, he will be forced to serve her mother-in-law. However, it is not known how long Aiden's patience can withstand this torture. Since the mother-in-law does not like Aiden very much, she will continue to deal with him. When Eda told Serkan that she would be pregnant, Serkan was so excited that he had to stutter and speak. It was a great sadness that Kiraz couldn't be with her when she was born. She is looking forward to the day the baby will be born. While her love for Eda increases by the day, Serkan's love for Eda seems to have increased with the arrival of a baby. Eda's questioning of everything she did caused some pressure on Eda. However, Eda will reasonably accept this situation and showed how much Serkan loves her. As they experience this sweet excitement, she remains to find out in advance what the sex of her baby will be. While it is possible to learn very easily at the doctor will not say the gender because Eda does not want to learn. However, as Serkan is very curious, he will try to understand you with traditional methods, according to your craving for bittersweet or the height and depth of your stomach. He will apply some of these methods on Eda. He will try to guess the gender. Of course, with Serkan's increasing sensitivity and his fondness for Eda, they forgot about Kiraz. Kiraz, on the other hand, was very happy to have a brother in normal condition. From the beginning, Kiraz wanted a brother. Now, Kiraz will also have signs of jealousy, especially when he sees that his father's interest was in his brother even before he was born. Serkan and Eda Kiraz, who will realize this situation in time, will tell what happened in a pleasant way. Kiraz, on the other hand, will love his brother very much before he is born, as he did in the first place. The fact that our series ends with episode 52 will make things happen faster. Now let's take a look at what happened together in the last episode. Serkan returned home and went to talk to Eda. However, Eda says that she cannot hear what Serkan says and she silences him. Later, she tells Serkan that she has a gift and gives Serkan a toy. Serkan may not make sense at first. However, when Eda says that it will be a very crowded house, Serkan cannot speak and stutters and says that she is very happy. He hugs Eda with joy and tells her that he will always be with her and that they will do everything together. He wants to share the joy of her with everyone. However, Eda tries to calm Serkan by telling him not to tell anyone for the first 3 months. Serkan, on the other hand, is very worried and has already started to panic. Art life is no more and PRL and Engine are cleaning the office. Also, while cleaning, they got their first job from someone named Narayan. However, there are no employees in the office. Engine, on the other hand, asks them to get the whole team together and pretend they are working. Serkan went to the doctor with Vedar. Serkan is very excited and therefore his blood pressure has dropped. After talking to the doctor, Erdar and Serkan go to the office together. Serkan, who is very happy that Erdem is gone, is shocked by Erdem's call at the time. However, when they enter the office, they are surprised by what they see. Serkan doesn't want to accept what Engine says. Serkan wants to send everyone and cancel the job. PRL declares that they have just started this business and cannot cancel it. Then they send everyone out and they start meeting together. However, Serkan still can't get used to Edar's situation. Serkan wants to do everything Edar does together. Meanwhile, Kerem and Pina came to the company. At that moment, he puts Pina's bag on the table. But the bags are mixed. Safi, on the other hand, thought Aiden was looking at her bag. Meanwhile, since the bag belongs to Edar, Safi sees the pregnancy reports on it. Erdem, on the other hand, thought that Aiden Han was pregnant. Narayan came to the company. When they see the people in the company, everyone thinks they look familiar somewhere. Erdem immediately goes and tells Afer about the news of Aiden's pregnancy. Meanwhile, Afer, who is preparing something to drink for Miss Naray, says that there may be a sweetener in Edar's bag and tells Melo to go get it. When Melo takes Edar's bag and comes over, they think that the medicine in her bag is a medicine for depression and they blame themselves. However, Erdem has heard everything again. Meanwhile, he tells Melo that Aiden is pregnant and informs Melo. Safi, on the other hand, thinks that Pina is pregnant because she thinks that Pina is playing with her bag from her and informs Aiden. Aiden is very angry about this situation. Meanwhile, Kerem listens to them and thinks why Aiden is angry. Kerem is very surprised when Erdem arrives and tells him that Aiden is pregnant because of this. He also tells that Erdar is depressed. Meanwhile, in the meeting room, everything is going well with Miss Naray, but things go wrong. Serkan has to deal with Melo on one side and Afer on the other. Meanwhile, Edar fell asleep with the state of pregnancy. This situation does not please Narayan and she becomes angry. The team that wants to get her first job has to close the day empty-handed. When Serkan sees this Edar situation, he immediately takes Edar and goes home. Melo is very upset because he thinks Edar is depressed. He shares with Barak and they plan to go to Edar to support him. On the other hand, Aiden doesn't know what to say to Pina's family. When Serkan goes home, he and Kiraz perform a magic show for Edar. Meanwhile, Melo, Barak and Afer come and want to talk. As Afer and Serkan talk, Serkan thinks Afer understands. However, Afer is unaware of the incident and Serkan misinterprets everything they are talking about. Meanwhile, Aiden called Kerem to speak with Kerem. However, while Aiden talks to Kerem, they both talk about different things. Edar, on the other hand, eats constantly while pregnant. Edar gets angry when Melo and Afer say that she should be careful. They don't want to go too far because they think they are depressed. When everyone is gone, Edar feels sick to her stomach after all that food. And Serkan hugs Edar and they go home. In the evening, at home, Edar and Serkan plan to go to Aiden Han the next day. Meanwhile, when Edar says that she is hungry, Serkan does not let her and tells her to go to sleep. PRL and Engine, on the other hand, were upset that they lost Miss Naray. Especially PRL can't sleep because she missed this job and she says that she wants to go talk to Serkan the next day. The next day, while Aiden thinks about what to do with Pina, Kemal says that she will be her mother. Hearing this, Aiden is shocked and doesn't know what to do. In addition, PRL and Engine reached Edar and Serkan. However, they are very worried because they cannot see Serkan in front of them. As Eda tries to salvage the situation, PRL and Engine persistently ask what happened. Eda says yes, there is something but I can't tell you. Meanwhile, Pina arrives and says that Serkan wants to have a meeting. When Eda says to go to Aiden, I think Pina shouldn't go. Because Miss Aiden says that she is very angry that she is pregnant. Everyone is shocked. However, they can't help but laugh. Also, when Eda hears him and says double baby, PRL and Engine ask why she is a double baby. Eda, on the other hand, says that Aiden is pregnant with twins and makes a mess. Then she says that she has made an appointment with Miss Naray and that she has to go. She gets up and leaves. Mello still doesn't want to tell anyone about her relationship with Barak. Barak is very uncomfortable with this situation. Meanwhile, Yadigar Aiden's mother-in-law, will come. And she wants an aubergine dish made by Miss Aiden. Since Aiden does not know how to cook, she immediately calls Afer and asks for his help. Afer also accepts this situation. They immediately leave with Mello and go to Aiden. Meanwhile, Aiden's face changed. When Afer sees this situation, she makes fun of Aiden a lot. Eda met with Naray and told her about all the events of her. When Miss Naray heard what happened, she considered it reasonable and said that she trusted them a lot. And after the events, she says I still give you the job. Eda comes home and tells PRL, Engine and Serkan that they got the job. Later, Serkan says that he has a surprise and takes Eda and leaves. Serkan takes Eda to a house. The house is exactly how Eda wanted it. Serkan says that this house is already yours. Eda, on the part of her, flies through the air of joy. Serkan made a list of what kind of house Eda liked in the past and bought the house at that time. Then they take Kiraz and come to Aiden. Meanwhile, Serkan warns Kiraz and Eda about eating junk food. However, while Kiraz was talking to Eda and Serkan, she heard that her mother was pregnant. Eda and Serkan warn Kiraz not to tell anyone. However, Kiraz threatens with ice cream. Meanwhile, Erdem is with Aiden, and he tells Aiden that Eda is depressed. Things got very complicated. Seeing Aiden's face is shocked. The last time Serkan and Eda saw them, they didn't know what to do. As Eda's doctor gives information about Senk over the phone, Aiden and Safi misinterpret what they heard. At that moment, Erdem also overheard their conversation. When everyone talks together, they think Eda is cheating on Serkan. As they talk, Kiraz arrives and asks Miss Aiden about her face. Aiden has no idea of anything. When she asks Safi for the phone and looks at herself, she is suddenly shocked. At that moment, Kemal Bey's mother, Yadigar arrives. And Kemal Bey calls Aiden. Yadigar is also very surprised when she sees Aiden. During the meal, Kemal Bey first announces that he will marry Aiden. So it turns out that Aiden is not pregnant. It turns out that Pina is not pregnant. When it turns out that Erdem is behind all the rumors, Serkan gets up angrily and goes after Erdem. As Erdem runs away, he jumps into the pool. While he seems to have escaped Serkan's hand, Safi, coming from behind, hits Serkan and they fall into the pool. Meanwhile, everyone approaches the pool and tries to understand what happened. Meanwhile, when Mello says who the reports belong to, although all the rumors are not true, suddenly everyone looks at Eda. Eda jumps into the pool without looking at anyone. And she goes to Serkan in the pool and tells him I'm pregnant and kisses Serkan. Don't forget to like our video for those who they like the Knock on My Door series and they never want it to reach a final. You can also share our video with your friends so they can follow what is happening in our series. We have reached the end of our video for now. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye.